Hello everyone. My name is Gertie Harrison and welcome back to Speaking with the Stars, where I, your host, interview your favorite book characters. Today we are joined by Clarice McClellan and Guy Montag, the stars of Fahrenheit 451. So guys, tell me about yourself.
Well, hello everyone. I'm Guy Montag and I'm a fireman. I like to think I'm fairly attractive and I'm 30 years old. We firemen burn all sorts of books, all of them actually.
And I'm Clarice. I'm 17 years old and I'm not sure people like me very much. I observe a lot. I watch people and I watch things and I watch you.
Wow, that is pretty interesting, guys. Definitely not scary. So anyway, how did you two meet?
Well, I was strolling along the sidewalk on my way home when I spotted her walking towards me.
It was dark and I was watching the autumn leaves swirl around my feet.
I got a weird feeling and I knew she would be there. She reminded me of a ghost in her whispering white dress. She told me she wasn't afraid of me.
Well, why would I be? You're just a man after all. Just because you're a fireman doesn't mean I'm afraid.
So, you are a fireman. You mentioned that before. Can you tell us more about that?
So, as we all know, books are illegal. We firemen burn the books so that nobody can read them.
I've heard rumors that it wasn't always like that.
I have heard that too. Did firemen really used to put out fires?
No, that's a lie. Benjamin Franklin created the first firehouse. We've been burning books since the beginning of this great nation. We burn them so that there is less conflict between people. If someone has a problem with something, it gets put on the chopping block.
If Benjamin Franklin created the first firehouse to burn books, where were all the books banned? They couldn't have all been printed illegally.
What do you mean?
Well, think about it. Use your brain, Montag. The Bible, sure, but what about The Great Gatsby? If books were always legal, then that book wouldn't have been so widespread. What's the point of writing a book if it'll get burned?
Let's talk about something else.
Alright, let us move on. Let us get juicy. Are you hiding anything?
Ha ha ha. That's for me to know and you to never find out.
No, nothing. I'm definitely not stealing books from the houses I burn and stashing them in the vent in my house.
That is awfully specific, Guy.
Are you calling me a liar? Are you hiding any books?
I am a robot, Montag.
Oh, well, you know.
So Clarice, how is your family different than Guy's? Rumor is that your family is pretty weird.
Oh yeah, we're very weird, odd, completely bonkers. You could say my family actually talks to each other.
Gasp.
I know, people don't ever do that anymore these days, my uncle says.
Yeah, some days it feels like I hardly even know my wife. All she does is listen to her seashells and talk to the family on the wall. Never to me.
Sounds rough.
It is. I asked her the other night and neither of us can even remember where we first met. It's been bothering me.
That would bother me too. Guy, how did your life change after meeting Clarice? It seems that she had quite an impact on you.
Well, before her, I wasn't very open-minded. She opened my eyes to the world around me and made me think. She was so observant and it intrigued me.
Aw, shucks, Guy. I didn't know I had that much of an effect on you.
Yeah, the first time I met you, you asked me a question that stuck out to me. It really made me think.
Yeah, I remember. It was, are you happy?
So, are you happy?
Well, at the time, before she asked that, I thought I was. But after Clarice asked me, I realized I really wasn't. And I don't think anyone around me is happy either. Not really.
It is kind of sad, isn't it?
Moving on, what are your weaknesses?
Cars.
Care to elaborate on that?
No, it's a touchy subject.
Yeah.
Well, what about you, Montag?
Well, I guess when people go spouting off about things they don't understand.
Well, that is understandable. So, moving on to another juicy question and our last question of the day. Are you in love?
We actually did the dandelion test.
Dandelion test.
Yes, you rub your chin with a dandelion, and if the yellow powder sticks, it means you're in love.
And were you in love?
Oh, I suppose so. Montag said there was yellow on my chin.
Were you in love, Montag?
Kind of ashamed to say it, but no.
But you are married, right?
Well, yeah, but to be honest, is anyone really in love anymore? Does our society even know what love is?
That is certainly some food for thought, Guy. Well, unfortunately, that is all the time we have for this episode of Speaking with the Stars. Join us next week for another conversation with your favorite classic book characters.